Hey, I hope you're having an amazing quarter. There's a couple things I want to go through today that I think are really, really important, especially if you're doing any Facebook advertising, which most of you probably are. Okay, so Facebook a couple days ago released some information and emailed some larger spenders of advertisers and stuff like that with a new updated ad policy. Okay, so what I did is I made a brief little video here for you that I think you should watch just to make sure that everything is a-okay on your stores or your pre-lanners or whatever you're doing, just to make sure that you're being compliant. I know that we were pushing the limits on some of the rules that we have made some changes ourselves or are about to make some changes. So anyways, I just want to make sure that you're covered as well. So watch this quick video and again, have a great rest of the quarter. So we recently received this from Facebook, and it just talks about performance marketing and lead generation. Okay, so it doesn't seem like a big deal, right? Just stuff that's normally sent out, but it actually is. There's a lot of underlining stuff. So this is what I did. I'm going to put this more into a visual for you. Okay, so I just made a really easy visual, and it's basically just to make sure that you're compliant and you're following everything on your Shopify store or your e-commerce store for Facebook, okay? This is really, really important. I can pretty much tell the future right now that this will be a problem if you are not compliant to these. Facebook does not publish this kind of stuff just for fun. They are definitely warning us to start making some changes. So, okay, so first off, Facebook, they sort of take a three-tier approach on how they view advertising, okay? So they got like the ad on Facebook, the post-click experience, and then the post-conversion experience, okay? So the ad on Facebook, it has to follow certain guidelines, like does the ad make any unsubstantiated claims or sensational claims, or does the ad accurately reflect the product being sold on the landing page? And then for the post-click experience, does your lander convey a clear information about the product? Or is your lander an advertorial? Or is the landing page misleading? Okay, so things like these or also does it have, unsubstantiated or sensational claims? And then number 3, so this is the post-conversion experience after they made a purchase, does the product that the user received match what they were promised in the ad and the landing page? So Facebook does measure all of this kind of stuff. It's really, really important. So let's dive into VSLs first. Okay, so for VSLs, I got an experience or just an example here of one that's bad and one that is good. Okay, so the landing page cannot have only the VSL on it. Okay, so VSL, if you don't know, stands for Video Sales Letter. It must contain information about the product. The user must be able to determine what the product is being sold without having to watch the video. Okay, so users must have control over the VSL. So the play, the pause, the fast forward, rewind, all that kind of stuff, you can't make it where they can't control that. So they must be able to see how long the video is and have all controls. The VSL also cannot make unsubstantiated claims. You cannot promise to reverse, Alzheimer's or diabetes or to lose 50 pounds or something like that in a month, okay? It's also best to avoid clickbait type language on your landing page. So example would be something like, health warning or shocking, all that kind of stuff, okay? You should not promise any kind of result in a certain time of frame. Example, don't promise you will remove, acne in 60 minutes or something like that. Also, you cannot have a claim at the top of the landing page above the VSL unless you also name the product in the claim. So example, health warning for those with diabetes should be replaced with learn how product X can help with diabetes, right? Does that make sense? All right, so something else here is, I love this kind of stuff. I used to do so much affiliate marketing, so we would use these kind of things, but you know what? There's a reason why Facebook doesn't want to have this type of a user experience for their customers. So the ads you run on Facebook, they must reference the fact that a product is for sale. You cannot promise that someone will be presented with any kind of information or presentation when in reality they are just being sold a product. So I think you guys already know where I'm going with this, but it is not sufficient to describe what you are selling as a product or a method or a fix without showing an image of the product. Either mention the name of the product you are selling in your ad copy or show an image of the product. So basically avoid using clickbait style language in your ad copy. Okay, does that make sense? Also, you cannot have pop-ups. Okay, so I want to be clear on something here too. A lot of people have apps on their Shopify store, and that as their mouse is leaving the screen, there's like a pop-up that comes up that you can save 5% or join my list or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about here. It's like when you exit this screen, like your browser, that pops up. Okay, that's a pop-up, a little bit different, even though they're both sort of popping up. So anyways, you can't have pop-ups. Now for pre-sales and checkout pages, there's lots of things to know, but one is that you should not have regular discounts of more than 50%. Okay, so if it's saying like 75% off or 74% off, that is just unrealistic, and it's usually not a good user experience for a Facebook customer. Okay, so another thing is you cannot have a fake countdown timer or fake limited inventory counter. So and guys, we've done a lot of this before too, and currently have some of this on our stores, so we need to update this as well. But make sure that you don't have this, not an artificial one. There's other ways of doing this, but you don't need to do this. So now for advertorials. So I don't know, for those that do not know what an advertorial is, it basically looks like it's some sort of published content that has great information, but really it's just a big advertisement. Okay, that's what an advertorial is. So advertorials cannot look like an objective or a third party wrote the article, or like it's a newsletter. Okay, so it can't be from like CNN or People magazine or something like that. Also, you cannot pretend to be an independent media that you are not. So don't put someone else's logo on there. Now, I know this doesn't affect everybody, but I just want to sort of go over what Facebook is putting out there for a reason. Okay. Also, advertorials should not use clickbait style language designed to shock the reader, right? Advertorials are not permitted in the health industry and are discouraged as a tactic in all other industries. Okay. So I mean, there's all sorts of advertorial examples I gave here, but you don't want to see this one here. Looks like it's from Forbes, right? But it's not. It's actually they're playing around with stuff just to trick you. It's actually bringing you into a product. Okay. Same with this one here. Scientists have some sort of productive weekend and stuff like that. Like this is not the kind of things that you want to be doing. Okay. Also, anything that has to do with a byline, like with a date or an author name or a city name. Okay, so I mean, it's not that hard to use like some IP stuff in that can say like your city name or your state name or a date that's of course today's date or tomorrow's date that's going to end shortly and it has tomorrow or whatever. You can't do that on your site. Okay, so if you're doing that right now, stop. You shouldn't be doing that anyways. You don't need to do this to sell stuff. So or you can't have like dear reader either. Okay, so this same sort of thing, like this headline, right? Banks in shock after new home payoff tip leaked. Right? This is a total advertorial, right? This is all made up just so you click on here and this could be right within your site, and then obviously it's taking you some sort of product that apparently solves whatever reason why you click that, right? So another thing, you cannot make it look like a blog or be an account of someone's first personal experience something like that. So don't do that. There's people doing this even in this group. I've seen some of their stores, and I encourage you not to do that. Okay. Okay, for subscriptions and free trials and that, instead of going into this in depth, there's so many different ways of doing this. But really, what I did here is you just want to follow this Facebook ad guideline. Okay, so Facebook's full subscription and free trial policy, it's listed here. I just made a link for you. It says Shopify Jam /FB ad policy. Okay, so the first time you ask a user for a piece of information, whatever that is, email, phone, whatever, you must say the price, the billing interval, how to cancel, and have an opt-in checkbox for the terms and conditions. So the checkbox also cannot be opted in by default. So, and last thing, this information, it cannot be intentionally hidden. Okay. Some other best practices, brand consistency, right? So have your landing page that includes links to, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. I mean, it's especially for the products that you are selling. And always have like a contact us or an about us tab on your landing page. It's really, really important. Okay. And then provide links to security certificates on your landing page or your checkout page. These should be functional links, not just pictures of the security certificate. This is important. Facebook looks at all of this kind of stuff. They have bots that are scraping your site, your ads, all that all the time. And if there's any flags, it goes to somebody live and they check it out, and you're going to have some problems. So make sure you're doing that. So I again, just that link here, if anybody's looking for it, you can also find this through Facebook. It's good to look through some of the stuff. I know it's not fun stuff to talk about, but when you lose your ad account, all of a sudden you would have been wishing that you would have paid attention to some of this stuff. So we're making all sorts of changes to our stores. It's really, really important that you do as well. And that's why I'm putting this out here, because I don't want to see anybody be affected by this and have anything go wrong. All right. So anyways, hope your day is going well, and we will talk to you soon.